Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lloyd 212, and I'm with Vaughn. What's up, Vaughn?
What's up?
What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Ray? He's connected to audio. Okay, what's up, Phillip?
Morning.
What's up, Ray? All right, so Chris, what do you have to say about Fantastic Four? Or whatever you wanted to say, basically.
All right, so let's go with the Fantastic Four. So the next few things are apparently casting rumors. These are rumors; they're not confirmed.
Okay.
For multiple characters in upcoming MCU things, mainly Fantastic Four. Now, a lot of this stuff is coming from Den of Nerds, so definitely go check them out because they're the ones who are saying this. I don't have any sources or anything. I'm going by what they say and by a couple of other things that I have read. Have said.
Okay.
I know that John Krasinski was the fan favorite casting for Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
Now, apparently that may or may not still be on the table.
Okay.
We know that him and Emily Blunt have apparently met with Kevin Feige for something, but what those roles are, if they're roles, we don't know.
Okay. But
it apparently seems like this next actor may be the actual casting choice for Reed Richards / Mr. Fantastic. Now, This is the only one that I've heard, and it looks like this may or may not be the way that they're going.
Okay.
But apparently it looks like Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, in the MCU, may be played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, come on.
What?
I mean,
Robin? What?
What?
Wait.
Hang on. I'm looking at this.
That's who I'm thinking about? Robin? And Christopher Nolan's Batman?
I think so.
About? Chris, is that what you're talking about?
Chris. Oh, don't get from that.
What the? What?
Oh man, that's a
Please
unique choice.
Please don't be like a DC Marvel. Hey, we're getting your guy. You got our guy. You took Michael Keaton back from us. We're gonna take someone from you. Please don't do this.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just had to step away for a second, but yes. So
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
From Christopher Nolan's
The
Last Batman? Why?
Yes. I don't know. Again, this is just a rumor. I have no source that is confirming this or anything, but apparently it seems like they're looking at him or John Krasinski potentially to play Mr. Fantastic.
Krasinski, yeah. But if John Krasinski was Reed Richards, why wouldn't Emily? Why wouldn't she be?
She may be, but apparently that may not be the way that they're going because there is another rumor.
He could be the Thing, maybe.
Well, who?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Like, would he be the voice of the Thing, or maybe he could be Johnny Storm, or
maybe I could see him being the Human Torch.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing, and again, this is coming from Den of Nerds and a couple of other places, but John Krasinski now apparently the rumor is he may be cast in something else.
Oh no!
And this God. I don't know how to feel about this.
Don't even say like a future Guardians of the Galaxy type of thing or something.
Oh no. Although you might be wishing that that's what it was after I tell you what this might.
Don't even tell me Ghost Rider.
No, that might have probably been better too.
Because I heard Keanu Reeves might be Ghost Rider. Okay, what?
Keanu Reeves is rumored for like Moon Knight or something, but they're not going.
No, I thought Isaacs was Moon Knight.
Oscar Isaacs is apparently going to be Moon Knight, but
yeah.
So from what I've heard, John Krasinski might be playing a character from the Multiverse.
Oh fuck!
And this is starting to track because it seems like the next phase of Marvel stuff is going to be all about like a multiversal threat.
Secret Wars.
And allegedly, again, take this with a massive grain of salt.
Don't tell me he's Doctor Strange.
Apparently, they are planning to cast him as an alternate version of Captain America.
Oh no!
Who may or may not be a villain.
Oh, fuck that. Hydra Cap or some shit? Fuck
man.
that. Don't waste it on him. Don't waste that fucking shitty ass. Oh, fuck that.
But
Don't
wait,
waste it.
wait. The news goes on.
Here we
Oh
go.
god.
The rumors go on, I should say.
Great.
Doctor Doom
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
may be Giancarlo Esposito.
What?
Oh, now that's an inspired choice.
You from the Mandalorian?
Yes.
The,
Gus from Breaking Bad, for those.
Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul too.
Yeah.
And wait, I mean the voice might be cool. Like, you know, I can picture him talking with the.
I think he could be pretty good in that role.
But he's supposed to be the same age as Reed Richards. They're supposed to be the same age and went to school together. Like this.
So allegedly, this leads into the next thing.
God.
That
Is he in Loki?
the Fantastic Four that we're getting in the MCU are apparently going to be much different from what we're used to.
Great.
Oh.
So you can throw all of those old stories out the window.
Great.
They are not going to be what we're thinking. They're even saying that Kang the Conqueror may have no connection to Reed Richards
Great.
in the MCU at
Wonderful.
all, like completely.
Yeah, just talk.
Now, whether that turns out to be true is we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's getting pretty heavy with some of these rumors that they're doing.
Let me ask you a question. In the Loki trailer, is that Doctor Doom?
I do not know.
Or is that
It
Kang
could
the
be.
Conqueror? Or is it like Immortus? Or Immortus is...
Kang might not be in Loki, potentially.
Okay, Immortus is technically King the Conqueror. Same thing like Scarlet Centurion. Same thing like Rama Tut. Same thing like they're all versions of King the Conqueror.
Well, again, they may not be in the MCU.
Okay.
They could be totally different.
And that was Black Widow in the trailer, right?
Again, I can't say yes or no. I have no idea.
Oh, shit. All right, so Keanu, I mean...
I've also heard, too, getting into some of the Spider-Man stuff.
Well, good.
I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with what's been going on with that.
Vaguely, it's all a bit.
There's a lot of people in it. That's all I know.
So here's they're apparently going to explain all of this, and it gets very confusing.
It's going to start the Secret Wars, so it's going to be basically the beginning of it, or some shit.
Well, possibly.
Doctor Strange is supposedly Doctor Strange is not our Doctor Strange in Spider-Man.
Again, possibly.
All right.
Hold on one second.
Gotta watch WandaVision on the 15th.
Oh yeah, what is yeah? I don't know what that is.
WandaVision?
WandaVision is putting me off for what I'm seeing.
WandaVision is her going through a nervous fucking breakdown, losing her shit because
that's what I figured.
That's like in the comics where she just fucking she brings.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Okay, so to kind of start it off, the rumor right now is that this Spider-Man movie is actually the second film in what is being called the Multiverse trilogy.
Right. The first film is
the Multiverse trilogy is going to consist of WandaVision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then this Spider-Man movie.
Yep. And then
it's going to conclude with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Right. That explains the dovetail from WandaVision into Doctor Strange, and go on.
Right. Now, apparently, what's going to happen is that Doctor Strange is apparently either already knows that something is going wrong with the multiverse, or what seems to be more likely is that he's going to slowly start to realize that something is wrong from WandaVision. So whatever Wanda is doing or whatever's happening to her is going to be like his tip-off point to like, hey, something is wrong. And then this Spider-Man movie is going to be like, hey, something is really wrong. And then in his movie, it's going to be like, the shit hits the fan. Like, oh, this is what was wrong. Like, this is what's going on. Now,
if I could just throw something in there.
Yeah.
To give a little bit of history. In the comics, Vision married Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow they had twins, 2 boys. She was completely and utterly happy. And then something happened to reveal that, well, Vision technically can't have kids, and that her magic was the one that made the children, because her children fucking vanish and disappear, that she's raised for fucking years. And she loses her fucking mind. And she has a nervous breakdown, and she kills Avengers, and then afterwards she's, the mutants want to screw with her. She's like, no more mutants. She takes all their powers away. Her powers are so fucking powerful that she creates like another universe. She, Spider-Man screws with her, and she totally screws with him, putting him in a universe where he's, I guess, with the love of his life, then snatching him from it. It got really bad blood with Scarlet Witch and Peter Parker. So, because, I guess he kept interfering. So the thing is that she becomes a massive fucking villain, a massive fucking threat, and eventually goes back to normal, but not before there's a lot of fucking damage done, and some people she still hasn't appeared with in the comics because she fucked with them. So, and again, at the end of the day, she was Magneto's daughter.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
Yeah.
Quicksilver was, even though they tried to retcon it recently because of rights with Fox, and then they said they weren't mutants, then they tried to make it like they were Inhumans. They're not Inhumans. Then they tried to make a whole bunch of shit, but she is the daughter of Magneto. She's that fucking powerful. So go ahead, Chris.
Is that why Evan Peters reprised his role as
He's not reprising his role as Quicksilver. Supposedly he's playing Mephisto.
Oh.
But anyway, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah, go
That's
ahead,
a
sorry.
rumor. That's a rumor, but go ahead.
Yeah. So we all heard recently that there's going to be multiple Spider-Man villains from other universes in Spider-Man 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I wanted to clear up from apparently what, and this is like pretty much apparently how they're doing it. If they deviate from this, it would probably be like a late in the game decision. These are not the exact characters from the old movies.
What?
So here's how it is, right?
Wait, what?
It's here. So let me explain. When they said Alfred Molina's Doc Ock is going to be in this movie, it's Alfred Molina. He's playing Doc Ock, but it is not the Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2.
Oh, fuck that.
He's gonna have a new design.
Fuck
He's
that.
gonna have apparently gonna have a new design.
No.
He's gonna have the same motives, but he's gonna look different. So what they're saying is that if you can imagine 3 timelines, there's Tobey Maguire's timeline where he's Spider-Man from the movies we know, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. There's another timeline with Andrew Garfield, The Amazing Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Then there's the MCU where Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
Okay.
Right.
So imagine those 3 lines, right?
Yeah.
The MCU is going to remain untouched. That's going to be fine.
Okay.
Tobey Maguire's timeline is allegedly going to break off into what if the Green Goblin and Doc Ock survived.
Oh, of course.
Then that break off is going to be where the Doc Ock and the Green Goblin come from, and that Spider-Man is going to come from that timeline into the MCU.
Okay, so wait a minute now. Can it be technically, because we haven't seen what happens in Tobey's universe, can it be that that's really Tobey's universe, that Doc Ock didn't die, which I didn't think he did, and if you go by the comics, Green Goblin had a healing factor from the Goblin formula and wakes up in the morgue and would recover in Europe and build up his fortune and come back? Like, can it just be the extension of that universe, not that it's a different universe with Tobey, but the exact universe with Tobey? Can it be that?
From what I've heard, they're not going the route that these are the exact same characters from the old movies.
Why not?
Oh,
They are going
man.
with this. They are going with this route that
That's just another timeline?
It's a different timeline where these characters look and act the same, but they are not the ones from the movies.
Right.
But that doesn't make any fucking sense.
It does. It
okay,
does.
so wait. Okay, all right, let me just make it clarify. So let's just say that Toby's universe is universe 1, right? And connected to universe 1, there's universe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And that universe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is different versions of universe 1.
Yes.
So in other words, like say with Arrow, and there was Earth 2 and Earth 3, and there was, Canary from this universe and that, right? And Siren or whatever.
Yes.
Like it's an alternate version of Toby's universe.
Yes.
Oh,
now,
geez.
the reason that I think they're doing that is twofold. One, they don't want to have to explain. It was at this point in Spider-Man 2 that Spider-Man and Doc Ock left. They went to the MCU, then they came back and did whatever they did.
Mm-hmm.
They want to leave those movies intact and just say it was an alternate timeline where they came from, and those other movies remain intact.
But why do they want to leave them intact? Because they want to make a movie from them later on?
Because apparently the reason none of this has been confirmed is that Tobey Maguire has not signed on to this movie yet.
Oh.
Reason being is that he's asking for a pretty big amount of money, and allegedly, again, this is all speculation at this point, but this seems to be the way that it's going. Allegedly, Sony is like, all right, we'll do another movie with you if you want to get paid that much.
Okay.
So,
okay, yeah.
And this tracks because they're being very lenient now with Tom Holland. They just re-upped the deal with Disney, apparently.
Correct.
Where they're like, it can go past Spider-Man 3.
Right. Like Spider-Man 6 or 7, right.
Allegedly, what they've come to the compromise of is that Tom Holland will just be the MCU Spider-Man.
Right.
But when Sony makes other Spider-Man live-action films, they can use either Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, or they could make a side deal and use Tom Holland as well.
That's fine.
So
fuck it. That's fine.
That seems to track. Now, the big question, this popped up about 2 or 3 days ago, maybe a week ago, was a big rumor that apparently has some backing to it, that whatever happens in Venom 3, Tom Holland is heavily involved with what happens in Venom 3.
Right.
So I don't know what that means. I don't know where they're going with that. We haven't even seen Venom Let There Be Carnage yet, so we don't even know how that's going to go.
It's probably going to be that the symbiote merges with Tom Holland, but we never seen it happen, and then goes off of him in between, when he's Spider-Man and he doesn't even remember it. And then that's how Venom comes to be afterwards, because it's mimicked from Spider. So they want to make it that he was the first person before Eddie Brock, and shit like that happened, and then it was kept quiet or something like that.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to say that it bonded with him after Eddie Brock, but that's just...
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I think so because Venom did very well, and Venom Let There Be Carnage apparently...
So in other words, Sony's willing to pay Tobey Maguire massive amounts of money, but Disney is not.
Disney really doesn't have much to do with what they want to do outside of Spider-Man 3.
Right. Okay.
Because it's a Sony
Here's
thing.
the thing, right? The way I feel about this, personally, is that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, if you put them all together, is like the most successful fucking thing ever. Just give him the fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit if he wants 30 million, 50 million. I mean, they gave Robert Downey Jr. 50 million or more or what. Who cares? The movie will make, if you put Tobey Maguire in a Spider-Man movie massively, where he's not a cameo, and he's battling Alfred Molina, and he's with Andrew Garfield, and he's with Tom Holland, the movie, and if the movie theaters are open, this shit will make more money than Endgame. I'm convinced. Okay?
Yep.
So you could fucking afford to give him $50 million. Who gives a shit?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. Disney and Sony do not want to pay him that for one movie.
Well, then they get him a contract where he has to fucking do Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6.
That's what they're apparently trying to do.
You do this movie, Mother, and we will give you fucking 3 movies.
Here's the thing, too, that we have to keep in mind.
They're getting older, too.
No,
Yeah,
it's not that. It's not that. It's, again, this is coming from the same place that all this other information is coming from. But allegedly, again, this could change in like the end game of the movie. They could say, hey, no, we're going to do it a different way. But right now, anyway, apparently, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are not in the whole movie.
That's not cool.
They show up apparently at the beginning of the 3rd act and or until the end of the movie.
That's not cool.
Oh God!
The reason that they're doing that,
because Tom Holland he wants to be spaced by himself.
Not him, but I'm assuming again, Kevin Feige and Disney are like, we need to make it clear that Tom Holland is our Spider-Man, and he has to be. This is his story.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
it makes sense. It makes sense. They've invested 2 to 4 movies into this version of Spider-Man. Now. They need to make it happen. So I agree with that. He
can't be overshadowed.
Right. Especially if Tobey Maguire and or Andrew Garfield are getting their own Spider-Man movies after this, they can have those. But we need to make sure Tom Holland is the one that people are going to see. Whether or not that's the truth, whatever. But
they don't want him to be upstage. That's why.
Yeah, I could dig that.
So what I believe is going to happen is that at the end of this movie, it's going to lead right into the Multiverse of Madness. Because what I've heard, again, coming from the same places, which are not validated in any way yet, but this does track because this is a story from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
What causes all of this madness with Spider-Man is not necessarily Scarlet Witch, but it's Doctor Strange. Peter Parker goes to him and is like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, everybody's after me. Everybody and their mother is trying to kill me and my aunt and my friends and everybody I know, right?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange casts a spell to try and erase everybody's minds of who Peter Parker is.
Right, he fucks up because it opens up the door for fucking like Nightmare and Mephisto.
Not only does it affect the MCU, but it affects this alternate Tobey Maguire universe. It affects this alternate Andrew Garfield universe, and that's what really like blows.
Well, why would it affect multiple universes? Because there's a hole in the universe or something.
It's I think probably what's going to happen is that Doctor Strange is going to do this while Wanda is doing whatever she's doing.
Right, it's going to leak everywhere.
It's going to be too much strain on the reality of of the MCU, and it's going to just blow a hole.
Yeah.
And then everybody and their mother is going to be like, there we go, that's our entrance.
Well, let me ask you a question. We heard that Alfred Molina is in it. We've heard that Electro's in it, like Jamie Foxx, right?
Yes.
I've heard that Emma Stone is in it, right? But she's dead, as far as we know from...
Oh, she's good.
But maybe not in the alternate Andrew Garfield timeline.
Yeah.
She may still be alive.
Okay.
Maybe that's a timeline where he successfully saved her.
Okay.
But Electro never died.
But here's the problem with this, right? It looks good on paper, right? But we all saw all the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You're gonna confuse the shit out of people because they didn't see her survive. And it's one thing to say this is another universe. People are not going to get that. And they're going to be very confused. It's like going to see fucking Halloween and you're like, wait a minute. What do you mean that fucking he didn't escape? And then they had Halloween 2 and he burned in the fucking hospital. What do you mean it's an alternate reality? What do you mean? So like people are just won't get it.
I think that there's a way that you could do it where they will. And what I think you can do is, and I've been thinking about this since Because I had the same reaction. I was like, why would you bring these characters back if they're not the ones that people saw?
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
But what I think they're gonna do is they're simply gonna have like Doctor Strange say a line like, there's level 4 symmetry, and that means that there is multiple versions of everybody from timelines that we can't count, and that's all they're gonna say. And I think that what they're gonna do is the general audience is just gonna go and be like, it's Tobey Maguire, it's Andrew Garfield, and they're gonna shut their mouths and watch.
So this is why the rumor comes that they're gonna kill Tobey Maguire in this movie, because it's not really our Tobey Maguire.
They're not going to kill him. I don't think they're going to kill him, because there's rumors that he shows up in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as well.
But he's not our Tobey, though.
He's not the ones from 1, 2, and 3.
But then if you're going to make movies, you're going to make him off this one, or you're going to make it off of the old Spider-Man movies?
I think they're going to make it off this one, because then you can say Spider-Man 3 never happened.
No.
See, if we start picking and choosing shit,
you almost have to do it like this, because that way you don't confuse people as to be like, hey, how come Venom died in that one, but he's alive in this other one? Like,
yeah, it has to be separate. I see what you're saying.
So you're saying, see, this is where things go wrong. You start taking out shit you don't like. They've done this before, okay?
Yeah.
Shit goes wrong. And you say, all right, we like Amazing Spider-Man 1. We don't like Amazing Spider-Man 2. But yet you're bringing Electro into it, but then she didn't die. Like, you're really going to confuse the shit out of people. You really will. Like, people will not get it. They don't want to. They want to go to the movie. They want to know what they know. They don't want to figure shit out.
Let me ask you a question, though, right?
Okay.
Here's the way the two audiences are going to be split, and it's the way that they're always split. You have the general audience, and then you have the hardcore people like all of us, right?
Right.
The hardcore people like all of us will accept this explanation. Like, I will.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. All right. Let me put it to you like this: are you going to go see the movie?
Absolutely.
Then you've accepted the explanation. Wow. That's all they care about, right? So, and then there's the general audience who goes to see the movie, and if they don't make a big deal about it in the movie, then the general audience can believe that that's Peter Parker from Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't matter what they believe. So
let me ask you a question. You're saying, you joke around, you say like Spider-Man 3 never happened, but then we're hearing rumors that they want to bring fucking Sandman into it and all this other shit. Like, what is real and what's not real with the rumors?
Okay.
Who's in it and who's not in it?
Here's the way that you explain that. In that timeline, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man battled the Green Goblin but did not kill him. Battled Doc Ock, he did not die. He battled Sandman but not Venom.
But you can't do it like that, because everything led to each movie.
Right,
like,
but
Norman Osborn dying led to Harry running the company and giving the money to Otto.
Right, but think about it like this, though. You can still have those things happen, just in a slightly different way.
Oh.
So Harry Osborn in that universe goes from I hate Spider-Man for killing my father to I hate Spider-Man for having my father locked up in prison.
Oh God! Now you're doing a Halloween situation, though.
Yeah, but but that's the thing, that they were going to do something like this no matter what, because now they're diving into the multiverse. This is going to get weird. And it's going to get weird fast. But I'll say this. If I trust anybody to tell a coherent story with things like this, it is Kevin Feige.
Oh, me too.
I have the
Don't get me wrong.
faith in him to do this.
Don't get me wrong. Me too. But and at the same time, you still have to have Tom Holland Spider-Man and that Mary Jane and his friend and the whole thing.
Yeah.
So in other words, Tom Holland would be in Doctor Strange also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's why you had to sign a contract extension, because this was the last movie. So Doctor Strange wouldn't happen if he wasn't in that movie. But because of Tom Holland, we got Spider-Man back because he fought and, called everybody and whatever.
Let me tell you too. I just want to. This is going to go outside of what we were talking about, but there's a reason why I think that they wanted Tom Holland as well, because he's very young, and the reason that I say that is allegedly the like ultimate super duper mega end game that they are shooting for these next few phases is the Young Avengers.
Right, and he's the leader.
And he would be one of the leaders, yes.
Right. Understood.
Yeah. So
and also, he's so young, you could do like fucking 6 Spider-Man movies.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter because special effects anyway, he's not like he's leaping really. I mean, he does leap, but I mean, after a while, yeah.
He's becoming a hot name in Hollywood because he's got several movies coming up outside of the MCU.
Right, Uncharted and all this other shit, right.
Yeah. So they want to lock him down while they can, you know?
So, but this is the thing I'm worried about. Like, because again, we've always wanted to see a Spider-Man 4. And we always wanted to see, I wanted to see, you know, I don't like the way it was left off when Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, those wouldn't genuinely be sequels to those movies because it would be an alternate universe. And this is why I don't think that would work. I honestly think that they should make it that it's actually that universe.
It could wind up being like
that. It has to be, because it would make perfect sense.
Apparently, one thing that's for sure is that apparently Green Goblin and Doc Ock have totally different designs than what they had in their movies.
Well, so hopefully you don't have the fucking helmet that looks like a fucking, you can't see his fucking face.
Apparently that, like, you could, apparently what I've heard, you can take those designs from those movies and throw them out. Like,
right. That's, like, I mean, Doc Ock was cool. That.
Like, here's an example, right? Jamie Foxx, it is confirmed that he does not have blue skin.
Well, that's good. So
he's gonna look apparently like he's gonna have his normal skin tone, just with the electrical powers and the glowing.
Is he gonna look like yellow and fucking green? Probably not yellow and green.
No, he's gonna apparently just be like normal skin tone with the blue eyes and the electricity and stuff.
Right. Okay. And Doc Ock, what's the thing with that?
I'm assuming Doc Ock's arms are gonna look different, and then he's probably gonna have like a suit rather than the trench coat. And
they're gonna have this suit like the.
I'm assuming. I think the Green Goblin is going to be very close to like his comic.
That would be good.
So I think that'll be cool. Now here's the thing about that.
Kirsten Dunst is in it too, right?
From what I've heard, yes. And apparently, apparently Willem Dafoe might be reprising his role as Norman Osborn.
Yes.
That has to be.
Potentially.
God.
And I heard Daredevil's in it too.
Daredevil, they just got the rights back, so apparently Daredevil might be his lawyer or something.
But let me ask you a question. Is all the stuff that happened on Netflix on his show, is that a different universe, or is this a different Daredevil from all? I heard
that they're leaning towards the idea that that's a different universe, and this is again level 4 symmetry where it's the same actor, but it's just a different story.
Okay. All right.
Now again.
So hang on, so Dane DeHaan is reprising his role as the Goblin, the young version in Amazing Spider-Man.
No, he's nowhere to be found.
Good. Okay. Get his ass out of there.
What I was gonna say was I think a lot of this multiverse stuff is going to actually be explained in Loki. Because people are already taking screenshots. If you take a screenshot of the elevator that he's in with the other guy, that elevator has like buttons on it that have like different Earth numbers.
Yes.
And people have identified what those Earth numbers are in reference to the comics.
Yes.
And if you look in the middle, there are 3 buttons that say like erase, cross, observe. And I guess if you hit that cross one, you go into that other universe or something like that.
Which he's probably going to be doing.
Right. So what I'm thinking is that they're going to use that Loki show to explain the rules of the multiverse, and then the movies are just going to be like, okay, you already know, just watch the movie.
Well, let me ask you a question now. Like, supposedly, they don't know that the whole thing with Endgame, that time variance authority, and they're blaming Loki for it, or no?
Oh, I don't know. That might be the case.
Okay. And it looked like Black Widow to me. It looked like Black Widow to me in... I don't think I know who that else... It looks like Black Widow to me.
It could be. Why not?
It would come full circle if he saved her from that. Because she did re-sign, I heard, a new contract. And I heard that Robert Downey Jr. signed a contract, too, with 3 movies. So
well, I mean, I personally think that the with Armor Wars and Ironheart being two things that are going on Disney Plus,
right.
I have a very funny feeling that we were actually right about that AI actually being Tony's consciousness, and he's going to show up as like an AI like Friday and Jarvis.
Right. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they showed that up in Spider-Man. First of all,
I think I actually know. You know what I think is going to happen? I think he's going to be Riri Williams AI in her Iron Man suit.
Okay.
And he's gonna.
And
guide
instead of like
through.
being her in danger, like when she's in danger, he comes Iron Man. Like the AI goes in the armor, but it's revealed that it really is Tony Stark, and he has to make.
No, I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think it's just gonna be him talking to her, like Jarvis talks to Tony Stark.
Okay.
Or the way he used to, anyway.
I mean, the thing is, it's gonna come out that it's him eventually, though.
I think so. I really do. But I was never convinced that was just a hologram at the end of it.
Yeah, I felt like reason why he didn't talk is he was being uploaded into something else. That's
yeah.
why.
And if anybody had a contingency plan like that, it's Stark. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like,
what I felt too.
You know, like really.
See, that's the one thing about the Zooms is we have a time
limit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the biggest news. I mean, really, that was everything Marvel. You know, I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
Everything with Star Wars. I mean, if you guys haven't caught up with the Mandalorian, I don't know.
We're gonna do that separately, I think. But if I could just touch on Spider-Man briefly, the Kindred storyline. In case you didn't know, Kindred is Harry Osborn, and Harry Osborn did die in this Amazing Spider-Man comic back in the day. And what happened was that when Peter Parker made the deal with Mephisto with Mary Jane. And when he woke up and the reality was changed, that Harry Osborn was a clone, and the real Harry Osborn was in hell, becoming like a demon, becoming powerful, and he hates Peter Parker for making the deal because he felt he was selfish for altering the entire fucking universe because of his own thing. And he killed Spider-Man numerous times because he's that powerful, and his father got involved. He cured his father from whatever went on when his father became Carnage and Red Goblin. And his father, of course, has such an ego that only he could be the top villain. So he's like, in a way, he's, you know, it's great that his son's the greatest villain, but he's not the greatest villain. So he basically, and of course, because Harry Osborn's close with Mary Jane, we found out now that Peter Parker does not remember the deal, but Mary Jane does.
Right.
And, you know, Harry Osborn dug up Gwen Stacy's corpse and all the other corpses and made it like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, putting it at the table to make Spider-Man go crazy. He did kill Spider-Man numerous times and brought him back just to show that he can kill him and bring him back and that he's helpless. And Norman Osborn winds up blowing up Mary Jane so many different ways that she's alive but barely.
Oh, Jesus.
And she's bloodied in Peter Parker's arms, and she should be dying any minute. So that's where it was left off, and Kingpin's involved too, and it's crazy shit, and it has to do with Mephisto and Hell, and maybe them becoming powerful. But then I don't know where the fuck you get that costume. So we will be talking about that eventually.
Boy, that radioactive spider bite's looking pretty bad right now.
Right. Right. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for listening to us. Take care. Bye for now.